Packing light for a trip is great, but it's a lot harder than it sounds. Well, after 57 countries and over 300 flights, I have finally come up with a system that's bulletproof and allows me to pack everything I need, but most importantly, without overpacking. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to implement the system yourself so you never have to be stressed about packing again. But first, let me give you a little backstory for just like 90 seconds. Because you gotta understand, I've been digital nomading since the blogging days. And when I was younger, I just made it up as I went, which always, 100% of the time, resulted in me overpacking. Until one day where I was taking a flight from Hong Kong to Bangkok. I was one bag in the trip thinking I was good to go, but then the airline weighed the bag. And the bag was over the limit, which means that I then had to check my one bag, which sucked. So after I checked my bag, very begrudgingly checked my bag, I started doing some research and I just realized like, it wasn't just happening to me. I realized that this is actually the future of travel. Airlines are getting more strict. They're checking the weight of your bag, the size of your bag. Tickets even have different baggage limits, which is why if you want to travel, you got to be more prepared than ever. And the way to do this is to use my bulletproof packing list. So first, you're gonna need a way to track your list. Follow me over here. So for me, I use Trello. This is not sponsored by Trello. In fact, what's so cool about this platform is that it's free. But honestly, Google Sheets, Apple Notes, Notion, doesn't matter. Now, once you pick your medium, you gotta do 5 lists. Tier 1 is your must-haves. Tier 2, just slightly less important. Tier 3 is your nice-to-have list. And then for the last 2 lists, I've got a to-do list and a to-charge list. Now it might be strange because you're like, wait, why are there 3 tiers within an overall to-do list? Don't worry, it'll all be clear in a second. So first let's talk about tier 1, which is far and away the most important part of this entire list. This list contains basically the bare minimum of what you need to have a comfortable trip. So for me, both my passports in it, backup cash, international driver's license, just kind of all my documents and money. All the clothes that I need, which will also vary from trip to trip, but usually I find like 3 to 4 of everything is the best way to travel. 1 lightweight sweater for those extra cold flights. A packable bag, absolutely crucial in case the airline forces you to check your bag. That way you can keep your laptop and other really important essentials on you at all times. Tech stuff, bathroom stuff, keys, chargers, a bunch of other small stuff, and for me, pens and a notebook. And this is where I want to explain, like, you don't need pens and a notebook to travel, but this is about how we can travel with the bare minimum to make it a good experience. And for me, pens and a notebook, it's gotta happen for me. And that's the beauty of your list, is that you can sort of modify it to what you need, and that list will always change. So here's everything on my tier 1 list, and this is where it all comes together. This is the most important part. Because more often than not, once I've placed everything on the floor from my tier 1 list, I think to myself, why would I need to pack anything else? Because think about it, the psychological impact cannot be ignored. If I had one list with everything that I could or could not possibly pack on there, then this carpet would be full with a bunch of stuff that I don't necessarily need, but I'd feel the need to kind of check everything off that list. But by separating it and knowing that on tier 1, these are just the crucial items I need for a comfortable travel experience, I can see that everything is in front of me and just kind of good to go. And this is like how I've been able to go from big suitcase down to traveling with a 30 or a 36 liter bag. Hell, one time I did actually a 1-month trip in the USA with just the T22, that's a 22 liter backpack that can expand to 26 liters, but I never expanded it once. But don't get me wrong, sometimes you still need a couple extra things. That's why tier 2 and tier 3 on the list exist. And this is where I'll scan the next tiers and just think to myself, like, what is this trip and what do I need to make this trip happen? For instance, let's say that I'm hypothetically doing a trip to Japan and it's a little rainy. Well, Japan, I'm gonna do a lot of shopping, so packable tote, probably a good bring. And a little rainy, I'm gonna want an umbrella as well. Now, you don't necessarily need to do a tier 2 and a tier 3, but the most important part is to have it split between the must-haves and the nice-to-haves, so you can totally manipulate yourself into bringing less. Now, the last 2 lists are the to-do list and the to-charge list, which aren't necessarily packing lists, but it just helps because it means that everything I need to do before traveling is in one concise location. Plus, some things on your to-do list can actually help you pack lighter. So for instance, I have shaved beard, so I can actually shave my beard, buzz it before I go, and then I don't have to shave on the trip. It's one less thing I have to pack. And then to charge list is just making sure that my most important electronics are all fully juiced up before I hit the road. So here's my challenge to you. First of all,
you need to actually make your tiered list yourself and really push yourself for what you can do, like just with tier 1. But then part 2 of the challenge is to actually go on a trip with just your tier 1 stuff. Because the reason being is the psychological impact of like knowing that you can travel with just your tier 1 must-haves, it changes the whole game of travel for you. So what do you think? Is there anything on our packing list that we missed? Is there anything that you do on your packing list? Be sure to let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you're on the lookout for a killer travel backpack, be sure to check out the Levo, which you can learn more about right here. I'm Aaron, this is Spyro. We'll catch you next time.